The Booker Prize has sprung a leak. Actually, it's sprung multiple leaks, and I have some gossip about what will be on the long list on Wednesday. Now, I've not signed an NDA, I've not been contacted by the Booker Prize, so I have no ethical obligation to keep quiet on these leaks. I know some of you are not going to like that. You might want to wait until the Wednesday announcement and be surprised. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I just want to remind you that you don't have to watch this video. I'm not going to reveal my sources. Please don't ask me. I will say that I have more than one source and that some are a little more reliable than others. But when they agree, they agree. I guess it's very possible that I'm being punked. I'm just presenting the information. So if you're going to bet on this information, I do think you'll win, but please don't risk your house on it. Anyway, if you don't want to be spoiled before Wednesday's announcement, this is your last chance to switch off. The first 3 books I'm going to reveal have come from 3 different sources, so I am most confident that these 3 books are correct and will be longlisted on Wednesday. Headshot by Rita Bullwinkle is a debut novel about 8 young women in a boxing tournament. Orbital by Samantha Harvey is a book about a day in the life of 12 astronauts circling the globe. The Safekeep by Yael van der Wouden is, I think, the first Dutch author to be longlisted for the Booker Prize. It is another debut novel about 2 women living in a post-World War II house, potentially falling in love, potentially one is stealing from the other one. All the authors here are white women, but from different nationalities. And I'd say that these 3 books are not a big surprise, but they wouldn't have been at the top of anybody's most likely books to be longlisted. Personally, I've read The Safekeep, one of the best books I've read all year. Delighted to see it here. Really looking forward to learning what other people think of it, and I think it is a potential winner of this prize. I've also read Headshot. I enjoyed the book, really happy to see it longlisted. Excellent character work, not as strong as The Safekeep for me, but it's still just a really good book and one that I think people are going to love. I haven't been interested in Orbital, so it's not one I've read. I will read it now, obviously, but I've only noticed positive reviews about this book, so I'm hoping that the positive reviews and the Booker longlisting means it is an excellently crafted novel. It does seem a little bit like Headshot to me too, just a character-based novel that is quite reflective. I'm still very confident about the next books I'm going to mention. They have been mentioned by more than one source. James by Percival Everett. If we were breaking out the crystal balls and predicting the Booker long list, this is clearly going to be the book that most people are going to feel the most confident about. But I kind of feel like if you're going to start a rumour, this is one that nobody would question if you did include it on your long list. Definitely a likely inclusion on the long list, rumours or no. Wild Houses by Colin Barrett is an Irish crime novel. It is a debut book. I've not read it myself. I really want to, but too many books, too little time. I will have to make time for it now. So pretty confident about those 5 novels being longlisted. The next leaks I have are not actually books, but more big books that missed out. Everything that I'm mentioning now only comes from a single source. So while I'm pretty confident of everything mentioned above, this is sort of more leaning from leak into rumour territory. Praiseworthy by Alexis Wright missed the cut. It is not on the long list. This is definitely the leading contender from Australia to make the long list, but I'm also hearing that our next leading contender, Question 7, was not even considered, even though this book would have been automatically nominated because Flanagan has won the Booker in the past, which I guess means I think the judges considered it more of a non-fiction than a fiction. So it kind of looks like us Aussies will miss out again, although there is still room for a surprise nomination in this list. The next bit of gossip I have is that there is a Nigerian novel longlisted, but it is not Chigozie Obiama. Now, I'm not sure from this source if it's saying that Obiama missed out completely, or if there is the potential to be more than one Nigerian novel longlisted, and the one that they're talking about is not the Chigozie Obiama book. Obviously, it's a little bit cryptic, and it would feel a little bit incorrect if Shigozi Obiyama missed the cut. Regardless, there are a few very good Nigerian novels eligible. Blessings by Chukwuiba Ibe, Little Rot by Akwaeke Emezi, and So I Roar by Abi Dari, The Road to the Salt Sea by Samuel Kolawole, and We Were Once Girls by Abewonse Obefana all spring to mind as possible long-listed books. When we're talking about Nigerian books that are eligible for the Booker Prize, that is really just the tip of the iceberg. 2 more books that have been leaked are Held by Anne Michaels and Let Us Descend by Jasmine Ward. Again, I feel like these are books that aren't unexpected, but they're probably not the first books you're going to predict when you are making a long list. I really hope that my source on Held is wrong, because that is a book I DNF'd because it really just bored the tears out of me. Jasmine Ward, on the other hand, I've not read her latest novel, and I would be very happy to give her work another try. She's not an author I've loved in the past, but she's not an author I've hated either. Finally, I have something that isn't a leak, but I do think it's interesting. I have a sleuthing method, and last year this let me predict Western Lane before the long list was announced. Now, this sleuthing method is only good about a week before the long list is announced, but this year it has predicted The Coin by Yasmin Sahir. I don't think this method is at all foolproof. It, for me, is just a really fun way of picking a read before the Booker long list gets announced. And this is a curious sounding novel. As I say, not confident on this one. Wouldn't say that this is a leak, more just a little bit of logic pointing to a potential inclusion. So I will say, the earlier in this video that I mentioned a book, the more reliable I think my information is. I'm just sharing what I am being told. If this information is incorrect, I really take no responsibility for it. I suspect everything is correct, but I am not certain of anything. If this is all correct, we're seeing a couple of big names miss out. We're seeing quite a few American authors. We're seeing a very strong link to character-focused and reflective novels, which, you know, for me, when we're talking about the Nigerian novel, means maybe Blessing is the most likely of those. And we're seeing quite a few short books. So with that in mind, I would probably expect something like Clear by Karis Davies or Whalefall to be included in the long list as well, just on themes and styles. Blackout by Justin Torres is another one I think is quite likely. And I hate to say it because they're not my favourite author, but Rachel Cusk has got to be up there as possible as well. I suppose the good thing about everything that has been leaked so far is that everything is available for purchase, no matter where you are in the world, which is always something us readers look for. I mean, we want to read these long-listed books. We hate it when there's a book not published yet, and I know that particularly North American and Canadian audiences just cannot stand when a book has been released in the UK and not released in the US, and then it's getting praise and they can't get it. And I completely empathize and understand that conundrum. That's all I have for you today. Let me know what you think of this. As I said, please, I'm just reporting. This is not my opinion. This is not a lot of my work. This is just my comments on rumors. So let me know what you think. I will be reading the entire Booker long list when it is announced, and give you my thoughts on those books in a more detailed and thought out reviews. So make sure you're subscribed to that. I'd like to thank my wonderful Patreons for all of their support in helping me make videos. If you want to join us, there is a wonderful book club attached where we discuss some brilliant novels and some terrible novels, but the conversation is always brilliant, even if the book is not. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.